Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have something very special. It is the Tiny Heroes starter deck. This is starter deck 1, and this was mostly done to see like how the game crafter showed up all of the cards. So when these do come out, things might look a bit different. So here's the front, you can see. It says Tiny Heroes, Starter Deck 1, and here's the back. This deck contains 16 commons, 10 uncommons, 8 rares, and 2 platinums. Then we also have a card there. So I guess we should open it up. I have organized them, so I've already looked at them, but it should still be fun nonetheless. Now, I've organized them through just like power. So first it starts off with like the big attackers, then it'll go down to the cards that help the attackers, and then it'll go down to just like dual cards and equipped cards and place cards. So anyway, for our main attackers we have Purgatory, Ink Spider, Militank, or 3 copies of Militank actually, and the way that you're supposed to use all these is these are just supposed to attack. So you're supposed to do all of your attacking with these. The reason why we have 3 Militanks is because it can kill anything that costs less than 4 points, regardless of its defense. So that's why we have 3 of those. And then we have Ink Spider just because of its high defense and pretty good attack. And Purgatory, we have it in there because it gives you 5 points when you play it. So these are like our main kill cards. And helper cards, we have just 2 copies of Night Golem, 2 copies of Ancient Temple Guardian, 1 copy of Elite Seed, 1 copy of Elite Potato, and 1 copy of Warrior Captain Stick. Now, all these, I'll explain in a bit, so let's just start off with Night Golem. Now, Night Golem is a pretty good uncommon, and it does cost 5 to play. It's a bit expensive, but its attack is pretty good, and it's just a good card overall. So, to him. Then we have 2 copies of Ancient Temple Guardian, and we have these because they're just pretty cheap to play. They're 3, and their attack is not that good, but it's pretty good to kill some weaker things, and its ability is very good to get out our Warrior Captain Stick over here. And Warrior Captain Stick is expensive in a way, but it's definitely a good card because if it's high attack and decent defense. So there are those. Then we have the Elite Seed and Elite Potato, and these cards can only be played if you have Potato and normal Seed. So these are just better versions of those, so that's why we have some of those in there. So yep. And time to move on to actual just playing cards that we're going to be doing most of our stuff with. So first we have 2 copies of Saltwater Fish. This is just like a simple card that you can place, and it might free up some space and stuff. So then we have 2 copies of Normal Egg. That's again just a card that you might want to play if you have nothing else. Then we have 1 copy of Stickworm, which is really good for its defense. Not that good for its attack, but pretty good on defense. Then we have Seed, which will help bring out our Elite Seed. We have 2 copies of Potato, which will help out bring Elite Potato. Then we have 1 copy of Sapflower, which you need Flower Seed or Elite Seed on the field to be able to play it. So now we're gonna move on to tool cards. So these are all of the hero cards. So we're gonna move on to tool cards. So for our first tool card, we have Excalibur. It's a pretty good tool card. Maybe not the best, but it can help your egg cards. Then we have Electric Barrier, which will make your cards invincible for a bit of time, so that's pretty good. We have Snow Peak, which is pretty good, just in general. Then we have Summoning Portal. We have 2 of those to just help out, bring out your Militanks and just the cards that you need. Then we have 2 copies of Old Sword, which are just to get rid of your enemy's cards, and you can use your saltwater fish to get those out. Then we're moving on to equip cards. We have 2 copies of Bottle of Health and 3 copies of Power Converter. And then for our final card, we have Desert Temple, which is a place card, and it can just help your cards if you have a lot of cards and you need to boost them up. So here we have so it's gonna quickly scan through all of the cards. So we got Purgatory, 3 copies of Militang. Yep. And then we have Ink Spider. We have 2 copies of Night Golem, 2 copies of Ancient Temple Guardian, 1 copy of Warrior Captain Stick, 1 copy of Elite Potato, 1 copy of Elite Seed, 1 copy of Sapflower, 2 copies of Potato, 1 copy of Seed, 1 copy of Stickworm, 1 copy of Normal Egg, another copy of Normal Egg, 2 copies of Saltwater Fish, 1 copy of Desert Temple, and 3 copies of Power Converter, 2 copies of Bottle of Health, 2 copies of Old Sword, 2 copies of Summoning Portal, 1 copy of Snow Peak, 1 copy of Electric Barrier, 1 copy of Excalibur, and Desert Temple. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.